Indira Gandhi National Open University presents an orientation program for postgraduate diploma in counseling and family therapy and for Master of Science in Counseling and Family Therapy. The participants of the program are Professor Neerja Chadha, Faculty, School of Continuing Education, and Dr. Amiteshwar Ratra, Faculty, Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, IGNOU. Let us listen to the program.
Welcome learners to this orientation session for MSCCFT and PGDCFT programs. In the studio today we have Professor Neerja Chadha.
Namaskar.
Dr. Amiteshwar Ratra, that is myself. So, you are all welcome to this academic program in Master of Science in Counseling and Family Therapy and Postgraduate Diploma in Counseling and Family Therapy. Now that you have got your enrollment numbers, you have become the students of Indira Gandhi National Open University, which offers educational programs through the open and distance learning mode. It is quite likely that this is going to be your first experience as a distance learner. So before we proceed further, I request Professor Neerja Chadha to just explain us the modalities of Indira Gandhi National Open University before we come over to our specific program.
Namaskar. Welcome learners, particularly the fresh batch of the Postgraduate Diploma in Counseling and Family Therapy and the Master's Degree Program, M.Sc. in Counseling and Family Therapy. As new members of the IGNOU family, you'll be happy to know that the Indira Gandhi National Open University has recently been awarded A++ grade by NAC. So, as a mega university, as an A++ university, we welcome the togetherness of belonging to the family in this educational endeavor. Now, most of you are likely to have studied in a conventional university thus far, and it is quite possible this is your first experience as a distant learner. Unlike other educational institutions where teaching and learning takes place in face-to-face manner, IGNOU adopts a multimedia approach to facilitate teaching learning. You will find that the printed self-learning material is the primary medium. It is supplemented with audio and video programs. You will also benefit from the counseling sessions organized at the study center. Besides, the assignments submitted by you will be evaluated by the academic counselors at the study center, which would form a mode through which you would be interacting with each other. Your practicals, and in the case of MSCCFT, internship and dissertation would also be a medium of interaction. We will be going into greater depth vis-a-vis all of these aspects as we go through the session. Let us first focus on the need of the hour, the societal need in terms of the field of counseling and family therapy. Indian society in the present era of rapid social change is a society in transition and therefore in a state of flux. You would have also seen that there are changes in the family structure. The joint families are giving way to smaller sized families. The interaction patterns are changing. The influence of westernization is very, very clear. The result of this state of change and flux is the result in terms of higher levels of stress and isolation being felt by ever greater number of individuals at all stages of the human lifespan. Children, adolescents, young people, middle-aged persons as well as the elderly. You just need to look around and you can see the signs of the cry for help. Counseling and family therapy is being increasingly identified as an effective strategy not just to correct the negatives, but also to stimulate positive aspects. As in the field of physical health, in the field of medical sciences in the context of physical health, you would have seen that the approach is remediational. The person falls ill and you go into lengths to try and correct the health status. But now, just like in this case of physical health, one is realizing that prevention is better than cure. The same way in the case of mental health also, this realization is now increasing. And so there is emerging recognition of counseling and family therapy to promote positive aspects like fostering positive parenting, strengthening family ties, increasing resilience of individuals in vulnerable situations, and of course for addressing negative aspects such as socio-psychological problems, maladaptive behavior, declining mental health, and psychosomatic disorders, which are being increasingly witnessed in the present times. So, responding to this felt societal need for professional help in the domain of mental health, IGNOU came up with the postgraduate diploma and the master's degree program in counseling and family therapy. And I request Dr. Miteshwaratra to take it up from here.
Yeah, well, learners, before we continue, I would request all of you, now that you have got enrollment number, most of you must have got your study material also. Please keep your program guide as a sacrosanct study material always in front of you. Most of the queries that you would have during the course when you are doing the program, you would get the answers from there. So, program guide provides you important information about the program, its salient features, structure, mode of delivery, counseling sessions, assignments, evaluation, and the information provided in this booklet will help you to organize and systematize your study related to the various components of the program. And this will also help you to be active participation in the counseling sessions and to submit your assignments on time. And we expect that you would be able to complete your program of study within the minimum time period duration. So now that we have already learnt about the university, that you are all part of Indira Gandhi National Open University, which ma'am has informed has got NAC A++ grade, which is quite great, and I hope we all continue having good marks from our program of study. So and now we can just understand that these two programs of study, master's degree program and PG diploma, postgraduate diploma in the area of counseling and family therapy, are aimed at developing professionals in this vital field, which is gaining greater salience, as ma'am has just described the need for this program. I would request Professor Nija Chadha to explain us the difference between the two and the similarities between postgraduate diploma in counseling and family therapy and master's degree program in counseling and family therapy.
As you must have seen in the prospectus when you filled up the online admission form, there are two programs in this field that are on offer, the postgraduate diploma and the master's degree program. Both are in counseling and family therapy. Both these programs are modular in nature. That is to say that the postgraduate diploma is the same as the first year of the master's degree program. The courses are identical, the assignments are identical, even the question papers for the term and exam are going to be identical. The result of this modular approach is that any student of PGDCFT, that is postgraduate diploma in counseling and family therapy, if that student, after successful completion of the postgraduate diploma, wishes to learn further in the field, do additionally gain further expertise, then the student has the option of gaining lateral entry into the second year of MSCCFT. So when you have successfully completed the PGDCFT, that is when your grade card shows successful completion, in the subsequent admission session, you will find, since this program is on offer only in the July session, so if you look up the admission portal of July, you will find that there is also an option to gain lateral entry. So like you upload other documents, you will be required to upload the grade card showing successful completion. University has an internal mechanism of credit transfer. So all the credits that you have gained in the course of successful completion of PGDCFT will get transferred and you will gain lateral entry into the second year of MSCCFT. Likewise, a student who has enrolled for MSCCFT, suppose for some reason after completing the first year courses, you feel you are unable to continue. Personal, professional, the reason could be any. But if you feel you are going to unable to continue the second year and you're sure that you want to now quit the program with postgraduate diploma, then you can write to the Registrar Student Evaluation Division enclosing the grade card which would show successful completion of all the first year courses. So now, as I mentioned earlier, since the first year of MSCCFT is the same as the postgraduate diploma in counseling and family therapy, you can request the university to allow you to exercise the exit option and be awarded PGDCFT. But do remember that once you exercise this exit option, it means exiting. So your roll number will be abolished and later you will not be able to come back to, want to complete MSCCFT. But the option is there. So PGD students can go ahead and do MSCCFT by gaining lateral entry into the second year, and MSc students can quit after 1 year and opt for a postgraduate diploma.
ma'am has rightly informed you, if you quit, you will not be able to join back as the previous student. You would have to join back as a fresh student. And if you are taking PGDCFT and want to join in for MSCCFT, then you might have to wait, have a gap period of 1 year about that much period. And we also understand that our learners might have been professionals in their field. They could be paramedicals, psychologists, teachers, social workers, lawyers, working in various areas and interested in counseling and family therapy domain. So what makes this program so unique is that it is one of the one program that is being offered through open universities in counseling and family therapy area. Indira Gandhi National Open University through School of Continuing Education is offering a master's in counseling and family therapy, which is a unique program, and still not many universities are offering the same. Before we move on, I would like to tell what is credit. Credit in distance education is 30 hours is equal to 1 credit. That means 30 hours of your study. And so in most of our courses, you would find that for theory courses for the first year or first year of MSCCFT or PGDCFT, all our theory courses is for 4 credits. That would be 4 into 30. That many hours you are supposed to spend for study. And for our practical courses in the first year and in the PGDCFT, you are spending 2 credits. That means 2 into 30. That is 60 hours are expected to be spent in the work. So this program also offers you application-oriented opportunities, and in the second year of the master's program, the learners has the option to be trained in marital and family therapy and counseling, child and adolescent counseling and family therapy, substance abuse counseling and family therapy. So you can focus on the applied aspects. Third is on the opportunities for hands-on experience for the learners. All the study centers that have been decided for this particular program have been looked into very clearly, that they help the learners to grow further and learn further in the domains of counseling and family therapy. Experts from the field have been chosen as the academic counselors.
Let me give you an overview of the course structure. In PGDCFT, as well as since you have just enrolled, I'll first focus on the first year of MSCCFT. So in PGDCFT and MSCCFT first year, you will find that there are 5 theory courses, and each theory course has a supervised practicum counterpart. So you have 5 practical courses, and then there is a reflective journal, which is the 6th practical course. So if the first course is Human Development and Family Relationships Theory, MCFT 001, there is a supervised practicum counterpart, MCFT L 001, that is Human Development and Family Relationships Supervised Practicum. So as Dr. Miteshwar mentioned, the focus, a remarkable feature, a salient feature of PGDCFT and MSCCFT is the focus on the applied aspect. Counseling and family therapy is not something which you can practice by just reading about it. As they say, it's a skill that you acquire through hands-on opportunities. For instance, can I be a good storyteller by just reading about the need to be expressive, the need to use body language, the need to use anything, expressions, teaching aids, whatever. Unless I address a group of young children and practice storytelling, I cannot just read about something and learn the skill set associated with it. Similarly, as one says in Hindi, counseling and family therapy is karte ki vidya. You have to do it to be able to good at it. So as the theory content tells you about the basic concepts, the fundamentals of the domain, the corresponding supervised practicum course will allow you to use the concepts in the field situation. And therefore, that component, now coming to counseling, academic counseling, for the theory courses, the academic counseling sessions are optional. But for the supervised practicum, they are compulsory. And you can understand easily why. Our material is intended to be self-instructional. It is self-learning material. The teacher is built into the blocks that you have received. However, though the academic counseling sessions are optional for the theory course, we do recommend strongly that you do go to your study center and attend the theory counseling sessions also. There are multiple advantages of it. One is that even as you're going through it, you might nonetheless have questions which you would want to raise and discuss. So your academic counseling session will give you the opportunity to clarify any doubt that you have, any query that you have, any discussion that you may want on a burning issue vis-a-vis that topic in the course of the academic counseling session, where the expert, who's the academic counselor, would be there and your peer group would be there to widen the horizon and throw up newer perspectives. So I'm sure in most of the study centers, the induction program already has taken place or would be held shortly. So the students who have not received any intimation about the induction program or have not attended the same, please do get in touch with the regional center or the study center that you have been allocated to find out about the induction program, because it's during the induction program that usually the center introduces all the academic counselors of the program, gives a brief orientation about open and distance learning, and gives you usually the schedule of the initial academic counseling sessions that would be held for the various courses. Even if you have missed out on the induction, please don't worry. Nonetheless, get in touch with the regional center or the study center, because now you can get onto the board and definitely attend the counseling sessions that take place. The practicals that are there in the various supervised practicum courses are to be done by you in the field situation, but under the guidance and mentoring of the academic counselor. Therefore, they are called supervised practicum. For instance, even in the very first course, in human development and family relationships, as you study about the developmental stages, and here we have taken the family perspective, so family with preschoolers, family with teenagers, across the lifespan. So you would learn about the developmental milestones of that period, let's say the preschool stage or the adolescence period, and the issues and challenges that confront typically the families at that particular, who have a child at that stage. So the corresponding practicals for you in this course are to interview family members corresponding to each of these stages. So just see the significance of doing the practicals as you go through the theory. You've just learnt about how development takes place, let's say in the preschool stage. And now if you step out and interview a preschooler, interview the parents, the family members, you will understand entirely the characteristics that have been spoken about. For example, when we say that a preschooler is egocentric, that is, the child can only look at things from his or her own perspective. It is difficult for us to appreciate that at times. When we interact with a child and we say, why can't you understand a simple thing I'm telling you? Well, it could well be that the child's cognitive ability is limited to that extent to his perspective, her perspective, and what you're saying is not the same. So if you are aware of the fact that what you are expecting of the child exceeds the cognitive boundaries imposed by that developmental stage, then you will realize the fallacy of your interaction with the child. You need to probably modify that. So if you have read about it and if you are doing the practical, involving the child in activities and seeing that lack of ability of taking the perspective of another person, seeing the egocentrism in action as you carry out the activities with the child, you will understand all that you've learnt about in the theory courses for a long time to come. So please do try and attend the theory counseling sessions. Definitely attend the corresponding supervised practicum sessions, and try and do the practical activities along with your theory course as you're doing the theory course. Dr. Miteshwar, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I would just outline the program objectives for this program, MSCCFT and PGDCFT. The program objectives are to provide professional training at the postgraduate level in counseling and family therapy to help the learner acquire professional knowledge and skills to help individuals and families in dealing with behavioral and psychological problems, to help the learner in developing the requisite attitudes for understanding people's problem, and to promote effective interventions to meet the felt needs of the society in the context of fostering constructive behavior and well-being, to promote positive family and societal relationships, to enable the capacity for tackling psychosomatic stress-related problems and lifestyle disorders, to contribute towards enrichment of the social fabric, mental health, well-being, and quality of socio-emotional living. And as ma'am has just informed us in the beginning only, the need for this program, and from the need of the program and the structure of our programs of study, we have developed the program objectives, which will further help you to acquire knowledge from our self-learning materials and do practicals and be professionals in the field. MSc CFT is 2 years. As we know, all master's programs are 2 years in India, and PGDCFT is for 1 year. So the first year for both MSc CFT and PGDCFT program is same. In PGDCFT, we have only 1 year. So let us discuss about the courses that are in the first year of MSc CFT and in the PGD CFT. There are 5 courses as was just explained, that is Human Development and Family Relationships, Mental Health and Disorders, Counseling and Family Therapy, Basic Concepts and Theoretical Perspectives, Counseling and Family Therapy, Applied Aspects, Counseling and Family Therapy, Research Methods and Statistics. These are the 5 theory courses, and then we have 6 practicals. Supervised practical on Human Development and Family Relationships, supervised practicum on Mental Health and Disorders. Then we have supervised practicum on Counseling and Family Therapy, Basic Concepts and Theoretical Perspectives, Counseling and Family Therapy, Applied Aspects, supervised practicum, Counseling and Family Therapy, Research Methods and Statistics, again a supervised practicum, and a very important practicum on Reflective Journal. These constitute the first year courses of MSc CFT. Before we go further, let us just have a very brief outline of what these courses actually constitute. In the program, you would find 4 blocks have been received. 4 blocks means 4 books you have received. In the books, we mention unit. So unit in our terminology in Indira Gandhi National Open University means chapter. So the first unit or the first chapter in the first book or the first block of Human Development and Family Relationships, MCFT 001, the first course of MSc CFT is on Human Development Theoretical Approaches. This would cover chapters or units on Introduction to Human Development, Biological Perspectives, Psychoanalytical Theories, Cognitive, Learning and Intelligence Theories, Humanistic, Ethological and Contextual Theories. In the second block or the second book, we have the Family Theoretical Perspectives, which has units or chapters on diversity in family forms, family dynamics, mapping, family relationships, family theories. And then in the next we have Family Life Cycle Stages book, which we call block in our terminology. Units, that means the chapters, again I repeat, so that it's easier for you to understand. Then we have Family Life Cycles. Then we have Marriage and Beginning Family, Childbearing Families, Families with Preschool Children. And in the last book or the block of this course, Human Development and Family Relationships, it is on Family Life Cycle Stages 2, Families with Elementary and Middle School Children, Families with Teenagers, launching and contracting families, families with middle-aged parents and aging families. In the second course, and then we have the corresponding practical related to it, which is a different course, and that is Human Development and Family Relationships, supervised practicums. We have Mental Health and Disorders. As I just mentioned, we have 4 blocks. In this, we have Introduction to Health and Disorders, Mental Health Disorders 1, Mental Disorders 2, Persons with Disabilities. Then the discussions on notions of mental health and disorders, dimensions of psychosocial stress and coping, classification and assessment of mental disorders, then nature and type of chronic physical illnesses, mental health perspective in chronic physical illnesses, National Mental Health Program. As I would not be going into the details of all the courses, just a few mentioned. Then we have a supervised practicum related to mental health and disorders. Then we have another course, MCFT 003 in Counseling and Family Therapy, Basic Concepts and Theoretical Perspectives. Again, we have 4 blocks, and which has different units related to counseling and family therapy, the meaning and the scope, applicability of counseling, family therapy, career counseling, family theories, and various schools of counseling. Now we are just discussing the MCFT 003, and likewise we have the supervised practicum related to counseling and family therapy, basic concepts and theoretical perspectives. So we have MCFT 004, counseling and family therapy, applied aspects. Again we have 4 blocks, 4 books in it, which has respective units related to professional issues in counseling and family therapy, then the practical aspects that are required for doing counseling and family therapy. Then we have again practical aspects we are discussing, and processes in counseling and family therapy are discussed. Again, with this, we have another supervised practicum just related to it. Then we have another course, that is the last course of first year and PGDCFT, is the counseling and family therapy, research methods and statistics. Again, we have 4 blocks, and we are trying to cover in this the fundamentals of research, data collection, data analysis, report writing and evaluation. And corresponding to this theory course also, we have a supervised practicum, counseling and family therapy, research methods. And another course in this that is only for practicals, that is reflective journal. And then with this we finish off with the first year of our courses and or the PGDCFTs, whatever you have enrolled into. In the second year, we have the common course of MSCCFT 006, Applied Social Psychology. Again, it is having 4 blocks with the units covering socio-cultural influences, positive psychology, interpersonal relationships, human sexuality and couple relationships. And likewise, we have the supervised practicum related to applied social psychology, and this is a common course for all second year students. Then we have the another common course for all our second year students, that is on counseling and family therapy, applications and interventions, MCFT 007. In this again we have 4 blocks. We have block 1 on working with children and adolescents, working with couples, working with physical illness and self-abuse, crisis and trauma, counseling and family therapy. And corresponding to this course we also have supervised practicums, counseling and family therapy, applications and interventions. Now we come over to the optional courses in the second year. As a student of MSCCFT, you can opt for either bridal and family therapy, counseling and family therapy, or child and adolescent counseling and family therapy, substance abuse counseling and family therapy. When you are opting for one theory course, you have to opt for the same supervised practicum course in the second year. So you have to opt for MCFT E001 and MCFT E004. You cannot opt for MCFT E001 and MCFT E005. So by this you will not be able to complete your program of study. So you have to opt for MCFT E002 and MCFT E005. So MCFT E003 and MCFT E006. So in this the only changes that in earlier courses we had 4 credits of theory. The optional paper we have 2 credits of theory and 4 credits of practical. Earlier we had 2 credits of practical and 4 credits of theory. In this the emphasis in the optional courses is to give more application oriented training for the chosen electives. Then we have MCFTP 001, the internship, and MCFTP 002, the dissertation. Internship is for 180 hours, and the duration and modalities for this would be specified in your internship manual. And dissertation, the student is required to work under a supervisor approved by the university. So with this I have explained all the courses that we are going to do in MSCCFT as well as in PGDCFT. Now I request Professor Nija Chadha to tell us more about the examination aspects of these courses.
In all the theory courses that Dr. Mitesha mentioned, which are there in the prospectus as well as in the program guide, for all theory courses you have to do 1 assignment per course, which must be submitted by the stipulated date at the study center to be able to appear for the determined exam that happens thereafter. Therefore, in each course you will find there is continuous assessment and there is determined assessment. The assignment that you would submit, if you have not received it, it's available on the IGNOU website. In fact, you'll find the IGNOU website as a very, very useful resource that you should keep in touch with in any case, because you have news and announcements which carry relevant information. For theory, as I was mentioning, there would be an assignment and there would be a determined exam. So you will have to look up the date sheet for that. The first time you can appear for the exam is after 1 year. In the case of all the practical courses, please note there is no exam. For all the supervised practicum courses, there is no exam. The same holds for internship as well. You will be doing the practical under the supervision of your academic counselor. Please look up the manual for supervised practicum for each course. The details of the activities are given there. Now, you would find that the facilitative guidelines for doing the practical courses of PGDCFT and MSCCFT have appeared under news and announcements on IGNOU website for June 2021 exam specifically, which means it holds for you also in case you want to submit your practical files as per the June 2021 term and exam deadlines. Given the COVID situation, given the constraints and challenges posed by the present scenario, flexibility has been accorded. For instance, though it's recommended that you do all the practicals given, you have to submit for evaluation any 3 to your academic counselor. When I say supervised practicum, you would be working under the guidance of the academic counselor. Even when taking an interview, you would discuss the schedule with your counselor, gain tips, let's say about rapport formation, the choice of words. Go to the field and do the activity. Then next weekend, typically the academic counseling sessions are held on Saturday or Sunday in the study center. You'll have to check with the study center. So next weekend, come back to your academic counselor, discuss the problems that arose, what went off well, what did not go off well, what you could have done in that situation and so on, and write a detailed analytical report. Now, in these facilitative guidelines, you'll find that for all 2-credit supervised practicum courses, you can submit any 3 practicals for evaluation. So please look up those guidelines under news and announcements, and if you wish to submit for the June 2021 exam, you can avail of the benefits accorded under those guidelines. Please note that the theory and practical courses are independent. That is, even if you're not appearing for the theory exam of a course in, let's say, June 21 term and exam schedule, you can nonetheless submit the practical file of the corresponding course. So even if you're not appearing for, let's say, MCFT 004, you can still submit the practical file of MCFTL 004 in time for the June 2021 term and exam. For appearing for the exam, you must have submitted the assignment by the last date. At IGNOU, whatever you do, the credits get stored, and when all the requirements get completed, you get the diploma or the degree. So if you've submitted the assignment, let's say now in March, which was the deadline for June 2021 exam, but for some reason you're not appearing for the exam for that course when it takes place in June, don't worry. Exams are held every June and December. The first time you can appear for the exam is in June, but thereafter you can appear for the exam whenever it takes place, be it June or the corresponding December. If you look up the assignment booklet, the last date of submission is written with each assignment. Typically, for the initial assignments, it's mid-March, and for the later assignments, it's end March. By and large, end March, 31st March is the deadline for submission of assignments. Given the COVID scenario, the university may extend the deadline, but that is a call taken by the Student Evaluation Division, and this information gets available on the IGNOU website on the homepage itself. You could also stay in touch with the regional center or study center because the assignment is submitted and evaluated at the study center level. A common query is receiving the material. You could write to the regional center or MPDD, but don't wait, don't let your studies suffer. On the homepage there is a link, e-Gyan Kosh. So just follow that link, go to self-learning material, go to the levels, and you will find both PGDCFT and MSCCFT course material given in entirety. All the courses, all the blocks, they're all there. So please continue studying till you get your hard copies. Any administrative support, including if the sessions are not taking place or any details about the same, change of name, any such issue, change of address, for that you need to refer to the regional center. Regarding schedule of academic counseling sessions, very often the RCs on their websites also display the schedule. So you could look up their website, you could contact the RC, or you could contact the study center itself to find out about the schedule of the academic counseling sessions. If you don't get any notification from your regional center, please get in touch with your regional center so that they can allot you to a specific study center, and from study center only the schedule of sessions for the academic counseling, so whole schedule, when the class will take place, the day and time and which course, they will inform. All the best for completion of your program. Namaskar.
You were listening to an orientation program for postgraduate diploma in counseling and family therapy and for Master of Science in counseling and family therapy. The participants of the program were Professor Neerja Chadha, Faculty, School of Continuing Education, and Dr. Amiteshwar Ratra, Faculty, Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, IGNOU. Program edited by Savita Rana. Produced by Reena Boro. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.